One of the first things that my mom did at UCLA was establish Laboratories, translational research and a chair in pancreatic cancer research.
One of my desires in 1997 was to have research on campus at UCLA. There was no such thing. So with the help of Dr. Reber, we opened the first laboratory at UCLA.
This was the first laboratory that was solely dedicated to pancreatic cancer research.
At that time, we invited doctors outside of the country to come in for a 2-year session and gave training to the doctors, and of course they went home and took the knowledge with them.
I think it's fair to say that a fair number of the original work that came out of that laboratory now forms the basis for studies in other laboratories around the country.
One of the doctors, Dr. Eibel, was a visiting professor, and when his 2-year tenure was done, he didn't want to go home. So we went through the process of getting him his papers to stay, and he was managing the first true research area at UCLA.
A few years ago, we were able to expand on that with the addition of the Sahin Toth Lab.
So Dr. Eibel focuses on pancreatic cancer, and his main interest is how obesity and other environmental factors influence pancreatic cancer. And we developed an interest in how some of the inflammatory changes in the pancreas might facilitate pancreatic cancer. And our main interest is inflammation, pancreatitis, and the genetic basis.
The fact that these two labs are side by side in the same building and they can collaborate has been a critical component of what we've been trying to do and a vision of both my mom and Dr. Goes. Researchers, doctors, scientists should not be working alone in this disease.
One of the motivations is to actually be able to collaborate. When we step outside, Dr. Eibel's laboratory is right next to us. So this is actually very helpful given the proximity of the labs. This is more hands-on, and this generates new ideas, and new ideas are the key to good science.
Certainly a very, very gratifying thing is to see how when we began from essentially nothing here in terms of any kind of formalized program for pancreatic cancer, we've come as far as we have.
There are many other foundations, who are invested in pancreatic cancer, but I think the Hirshberg Foundation carved out a very important niche, in this playing field.
I really do believe that it is within sight now, and I would not have been able to say that when I started.
25 years later, there's so much hope, there's so much work being done, there's so much progress that has been made.
Right now, we can see the end, and really all the effort that we have put into the research environment is finally coming home.